Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Big time win for them boys. 116 to 113. Close up the series in Detroit. 4 games to 2. The captain with the silencer. Oh, man. What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live Show. Big time win for them boys. Anthony Clark, what's going on, man? This is your first time seeing you coming through rocking with LV Live. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, man. I appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew. This Rover, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Big Chaz, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. The silencer from the captain. Big time win for them boys. Close out the series in dramatic fashion, 116 to 113. Now, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. Eddie Kofi, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. Vibes. One of my day ones, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? The great one, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. If it's your first time subscribing to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, man. But I appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew. The great one. Jeremy, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Gravity. One of my day ones, man. Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. That's what you do, man. That's what you do, man. Oh, man. LV can't get to it because I'm just feeling emotions right now. I'm all over the place. Jay Supreme, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rock with LV Live. Now I can breathe. CP, you Mets and Knicks, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rock with LV Live tonight. Once again, anybody, please go through. If you're a Mets fan, go subscribe to my man CP, man. Appreciate you coming through rock with me, CP, man. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. Everybody coming through rock with me. The captain, man. Are you not entertained? Big time. Big time, big time, big time, big time. Where do I begin? Okay, let's first let's reel it back in, right? Isn't that how you start off a game? The Knicks were huge in that first quarter, man, and you gotta give it to them. You can tell they meant business coming out into that first quarter, starting off huge. The Knicks were huge, almost scoring 40 points in that first quarter, 37 to 23. They won that first quarter. You could tell they were locked in. They were ready to go. You could see it. You could see they meant business. Now, if I'm correct, I think Brunson had 11 points in that first quarter. Like he was cooking. So I said, okay, the Knicks look like they really want this tonight. But then that second quarter came. I was like, okay, what's going on here? Like I was like, okay, here we go with the nonsense. But then the third quarter comes, and I said, wow, okay. Mikal Bridges said, the other night, we need to kind of do layup lines to kind of get us revved up and warmed up. So right before the game starts and it's going into the second half, what do you see the Knicks? You see them doing layup lines. Who's the coach? Is it Mikal or Tibbs? I don't know. But they're doing layup lines. And with that, they have another big quarter. They win that quarter 37 to 24. So it was like a repeat of the first quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, here we go again, right? The Pistons go on it was like a 20-2 run, something insane. The Knicks just didn't seem to have it. And then they go on an 11-1 run. The captain scores 8 of those. Of course, Mikal Bridges tip. I'm going to touch on him in a second. Cat hit that free throw, and then the captain just cuts their throat out, man. Sorry I had to say that. Hope they don't ban me for that. But he put him to sleep, man. He put him to sleep. And he waved bye-bye to them boys in Detroit, especially Malik Beasley, right? You ain't see him doing all that dancing. You see they try to pass to Malik Beasley in the corner for the game winner. What do you do? Fumbling the ball. All that yapping he was doing, he's dropping the ball out of bounds to pretty much put him into overtime. See, this is a perfect example of that. He's not a killer like the one we got, because that's what Brunson does. He rips your heart out with a shot like that. That's why he was clutch player of the year. Cold-blooded with that shot. Then he hit him with the hand. See what the I hate put that boy in skates. So would you rather hit the shot to silence the crowd, or would you rather hit the shot to make everybody cheer? Which one are you? Do you want to put him to sleep and send him home packing, or do you want to hear the cheers from your home crowd? What do you want, man? Because I think Brunson really he really gets off of putting people to sleep and sending them home packing. Ice water. Eric Green, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight. Big time win for them boys, 116 and 113. What about Mikal Bridges, man? You know, and I got to take my time with this because only on this show here, does he get the love that he should get. Everybody else destroys this guy. They've been killing this guy. They treat him like he's like he's a bum. I've been saying this all year long. Everybody's been destroying this guy. We gave up 5 picks for him. He's this, he's that. I just don't like his energy. He's always dancing with campaign. Right? Just think about it. Think about all the nonsense that people have been spreading about this guy. And listen, on this show, you don't hear that. I say, yo, man, he's part of our team. Everybody got to chill out. You can't be treating this guy like he's a bum. Is he worth 5 picks? No, but we all know that was a Knicks tax, right? You heard it here on this show. You don't get no Mikal slander over here. You know why? Because I know how good of a ball player he is. And I said it on my one rant. I said, yo, when the playoffs come, you're going to need him. You're going to need him. And they needed him tonight. Big time game from him. 25 points, 4 rebounds. I thought he was huge tonight. Huge. And how big was that tipping, guys? How big was that tipping when Brunson hit that, missed that step back? How big was that tipping to tie it up 113 to 113? Huge. And his defense was exceptional again. Him and OG Anunoby tag teaming, pause on Cade. Cade struggled all night. Cade was 9 for 22 from the field, man. 9 for 22. The captain was 15 for 33, man. 15 for 33. Big time from him. Cade was 9 for 23, man. He was 0 for 8 from 3, man. 0 for 8 from 3. Who's the best player in this series? Once again, I just like to ask question. Who's the best player in this series? Well, I'm sorry. The series is over. Sorry, it's over. So we already know who the best player was. But back to Mikal. And then it was that one play, right? OG got the good block. Then he's pushing it down, and he just put Cade in a poster. Right on top of that afro. Guys been killing this guy all year, man. You guys been destroying him. I'm not saying anybody in my chat. I'm just saying in general, Knicks Nation have been killing this guy. He can't do nothing right. And I guarantee you tonight, people were trying to find bad things about him, man. They were trying to find bad things that he was doing. He was having a great night tonight. A great night. And I thought, listen, if you want to be honest, let's be honest, guys. He's been probably The second best Knick playing, right? Cat's been solid, but Cat's been in and out. Bridges has been great defensively, man. Great defensively. Cat has been shaky. But I'm just saying, you got to pay attention. We got to play both ends of the court. I thought OG Anunoby had a big night tonight too, but Mikal came up with big, timely buckets, man. Big, timely plays. And you got to love it, man. You got to love exactly what he is. Because one thing about him, man, he perseveres throughout the nonsense. He doesn't listen to the noise. He doesn't. He just goes out there and hoops, man. There's one thing you can't say. You can't say he doesn't give his all. You can't say that. But I said it a couple of months ago. I said it on my short. I said, everybody's out there killing them. They probably can't even get off of the middle school or JV bench. This guy made it to the league. And when the playoffs come, you're going to need him. You're going to need him. And he showed up tonight. Big time game for him. 25 points, 4 rebounds. The Knicks move on in the series 4-2, and we'll play Boston Monday night. Let's go to the highlights, guys. Man. I feel like I went through something, man. I feel like I went through something. Now, this is a weird game because even though Brunson hit the game winner, were you guys nervous? Like when did you guys say, okay, I think we're going to lose this game? When did anybody say that? Because it was a weird game. Because check it out, guys. In the fourth quarter, we were up by 12 with 9 minutes left. I thought we had this game. I thought it was going to easy work. And then they went on this run. I'm like, yo, what are you guys doing? We're turning the ball over. Josh Hart's throwing the ball off of people's faces. Like, it was just insane, like, what was going on. I was like, yo, what are these guys doing? It was like, I don't know if someone had a parlay. I don't know what was going on out there, but it just did not make any sense. It just didn't. And that was the weird place with this game, right? Because even after the first quarter, I said, okay, these boys look pretty solid here, man. I think we're going to win this tonight. Then the second quarter comes, you're like, what are they doing? It was the same thing with the second half. It was the same thing. So it was a very, very weird game. It was a game of different runs. Not even a tale of two halves, a tale of two quarters. Like, it was weird like that. It's like the Knicks were trying to throw this game away. I don't know what it is, but it just did not seem. It was like a whole bunch. It felt like 3 or 4 games in one. From the first quarter, the second quarter, third quarter, fourth. It was just weird. It just was. One person who I will say, who I thought played really, really well tonight. The stats won't show, but I thought he played a major, major part as far as the energy goes tonight. And I thought that was Josh Hart. I thought Josh Hart was exceptional tonight, man. I thought he was all over the place. Definitely another Josh Hart game. CC, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight. Knicks win the series 4-2. Brunson, 40 points. Mikal Bridges, 25 points. Move on to face Boston Monday. And so Josh, I thought, was great. 13 points for him, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block, which I thought was fabulous. But I thought Josh was all over the place, man. His energy is infectious, man. And I thought that he's like the engine. Like, he set the tone for exactly how we wanted to play. And I thought that that's kind of like what got us going in that first quarter. And then it was the same thing in the second half, right? So just his activity. Like, he's always in the mix with stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just always there. And I just thought that, and then people are going to complain about the fouls. I thought it was a well-called game tonight. But I thought Josh going down with that 5th foul, and then Deuce coming in there doing nonsense, turning the ball over, like that kind of messed up the rhythm a bit. And so I thought that Josh's energy and the tone that he set was big for us tonight. I thought that kind of like really like gave us stability tonight, if that makes any sense. I thought that he was the stabilizer, like he just was. The way, at the times, we were running the offense, he was him running the offense, telling guys where to go, just certain things he was doing, the little things, right? And I just thought that was major tonight for us. He just was, just typical Josh Hart, man. So you gotta love that, man. I thought he was huge tonight. Huge. Great on defensive rotations too. He just was doing all the little things, typical Josh Hart stuff, but in key moments of the game. And so you gotta love exactly who he is and what he is. And then, guys, let's be honest, man. I thought OG Anunoby had another great night, man. Especially defensively. He had Cade in jail. Cade couldn't get off of that screen, man. He couldn't get off that screen. He was missing a lot of shots. And I think that was a big part of that to me was OG Anunoby's defense. Just him constantly being on him like that. It was kind of making things difficult for Cade. You could just see it. He just couldn't. He just every time he came off of the pick or he was rolling, he just couldn't really shake OG Anunoby. And OG Anunoby was always on him, kind of bumping him, just making it hard for him. And you could see Cade was kind of tired. You could just see it, man. And I just felt that we kind of wore Cade down. Because how many minutes Cade played tonight, man? Let me see. Cade played 44 minutes tonight, man. 44 minutes. And I thought that was huge. And I want to say what was second time. Second time in this series, I thought Wingstop came to play today. Wingstop on both ends. Both of those guys. Bridges had 25, OG had 22. OG was knocking down his threes, which I thought was great. He was penetrating and getting to the rack. OG also had played 44 minutes tonight. So I thought he was solid, man. I thought he was really, really solid. And so, just all together, man, I just thought that, you take out of those mental lapses and stuff like that. You take all those things out. And I thought that all in all, it was a very, very solid game that we played. Very, very solid game. And especially I liked how we started off the game. We started off the game, we put pressure on them to where they had to come back. We put pressure on them in that third quarter where they had to come back. And we had the lead in that fourth. It's just lack of focus. You know what I mean? And to me, once again, that's kind of like a Tibbs thing. Like, you kind of was watching this game, you're like, well, why can't we close games? Why can't we close halves? Why do we, right? Like, what's going on? And so I thought that's something they got to kind of get better with, because we know that monster that's waiting out there in Boston. We know what's going on Monday. We know who we're facing. So you can't be having these mental lapses against them, because you'll be down 30 quick. What's happened to us already this year numerous times. Of course, us going 0-4 against that team. So we know how good they are. So the reality is that these little mistakes, not being focused and all this other stuff, you can't have that against those guys. You just cannot. And so that's something we got to tighten up on. And let's get a full game of 48 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with having like mishaps here and there. Like, it happens, a turnover here, but just mental stuff. You can't make these mistakes against top teams. But how we were rolling that first quarter and that second quarter, that's the offense we saw earlier this year, guys. That's the offense that was second in the league. Like, it just looked free-flowing. Guys were moving around, and I thought that it just looked, everyone was sharing the ball, and I thought it was great tonight in that aspect. So all in all, man, you got to be happy with the effort, man. I liked how they responded, man. I thought they responded well. Like I said, outside of the second quarter and of course parts of that fourth, I liked how we responded tonight. I liked the necessary things that we kind of took, and I felt like everybody was locked in. It just felt like that from the beginning, and you can see it even on the sidelines. Even when we were down by 5 or 6, it was like 3 or 4 minutes left. You could see the guys were still focused. You could tell they were still really locked into, all right, well, listen, this is what you got to do, your responsibilities. You can see that. So you got to be happy, man. You got to be happy with the win. And listen, like the late great Al Davis said, just win, baby. That's it. Just win. But when you got a killer on your side of the team that can knock down shots in the playoffs, that's all that matters, man. Do you have a guy that can get a bucket? Do you have a guy that can get a bucket? And once again, Cade had opportunity to hit that layup. He couldn't make it. He missed it. Brunson had another opportunity. Bang, bang. Put him to sleep. I mean, that's the ball game. That's it. And so I thought that's what separated things, man. He didn't shoot well. Cade had 23, Brunson had 40. And the silencer. So I mean, that's what separates things, man, in this league. A guy that can close out, a guy that can give the ball to when it's time to, you know what I'm saying? Like, perfect example, Cade's trying to swing it to Beasley right there. You see him drop the ball. He shouldn't even got the ball. Cade should be really ready to take that because Brunson wasn't going to be passing it. You saw what was happening. That's what separates guys, man. And that's what it is in the playoffs. So look at the stats right here, guys. So we shot 48% for the field. They shot 47%. We were 10 for 30 from 3. They were 9 for 34. Look at the free throws, guys. Like I said, it was an evenly called game, and I loved how these refs were tonight. I thought it was fabulous. We were 24 for 30. They were 28 for 33. Excuse me. I think a lot of guys were making their free throws. I think the ones who was really missing was Mitch. But outside of that, guys were knocking down their free throws. We were way better tonight from stripe, which I thought was fabulous. But, guys, look at this. We out-rebounded them, which I thought was great, 43 to 36. Assists, we got to get better with that because a lot of ISO stuff. I'm going to talk about that later as well. They had 25 to our 18, and bench points, 31 to our 6, right? So, that's something we have to get better with. But once again, we got to be happy with the free throws, right? Much better today, 24 for 30, whereas last game, we know how bad it was, right? So, and also, too, as Kawhi Leonard has always said, board man wins the games, and we out-rebounded them tonight, 43 to 36. And, that's a big part of the game, man. That's a big part of the game. And I think winning a rebounding game, winning, of course, the free throw game, that's how you win the game, man. That's how you win a game. So I thought that was exceptional for the team tonight, man. Great win, man. Great gutsy win tonight. Move on in the series, man. Play Boston Monday. Vaughn Allen, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Knicks win the series 4-2, 116 and 113. The captain, 40 points, 7 assists. Let me get into the chat, man. Let me see what everybody's talking about. Hey, listen, man, I appreciate everybody coming through rocking with me tonight, man. It's truly, truly appreciated. Great win for them boys, man. Great win for them boys. Much needed, man. Here go Disc Grover says, you're going to see that shot in the highlight reel for JB's documentary after we win the chip one of these days. Agreed, man. Agreed. That was yo, Disc Grover, man. That was ill, right? You see him hit him with the cross, though? He had that boy on skates. But listen, that's the playoffs, though, man. That's the playoffs. You gotta have a guy that can do that, man. That's it. Sometimes that's all it is. It ain't really X's and O's sometimes. When it's a situation like this, it's clear out. Clear out. Problem sometimes that he does this in like the second quarter. We don't need that right now, right? But is there anybody better in the league? I mean, he got the award for it, man. There's nobody better, man. There's nobody better. This kid's got ice water, but it's been that way since he got here, man. This kid has got ice water. We've never had a player like this, ever. And I go back, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving my age, but I'll go back to Trent Tucker, man. When I was a kid, that's when I first fell in love with the Knicks, man. Back in the 80s, man, watching the game with my pops. That's when I first fell in love with this team. But I saw Bernard. I saw all them dudes, man. That's how I started playing ball. You know what I'm saying? So we've never had a guy like this, ever. And I remember Pat Ewing. Pat Ewing was great, but he was never like this kid. This kid is something different. We had Melo. I love Melo. This kid is a little different than Melo, man. He's a little different. Melo didn't have ice water like this, man. I know a lot of people are going to go black out like, LV, you bugging. Yo, Melo didn't have this, man. This kid is different when the game's online. When the games, and I'm speaking of like fourth quarter, like when it's time to get buckets, like this is what he does. You know what I'm saying? And he pretty much propels your team to a win, man. How many games did he help us win this year, man? What would you say from Brunson? About 10 games? 10 to 12 games because of his heroics? We wouldn't have 50 wins if it wasn't for Brunson. We'd probably be like in the 40s, like mid-40s. Maybe 42 wins, maybe 40 wins, something like that, if it wasn't for Brunson being Brunson. Anthony Clark said, always wanted to go to a Knicks game. Yo, man, you gotta get out there, man. You gotta get out there. Jay Supreme said Thompson is in Flint, Michigan. Yo, word up, right? When he hit him with that cross, right? I put him in a totally different part of Michigan, man. Big Taz says the Pistons wanted to be the one of Brunson's highlight reels. Yo, word up, man. Word up. Vibe says Cade Cunningham, Birmingham, Brunson with the step back Knicks in 6. Word up, man. Word up. Agreed. Everybody's in here rocking, man. I appreciate y'all coming through, man. This Rover says, yo, did he not? Yo, this Rover, he balled out tonight, man. But this is what I said, this Grover. You know, I said it here, man. I said it here. Even big shouts to Ant over there, Knicks Nation, man. I said it on his show too, man. Like, he's a good ball player, man. He's really good. He can never listen. He's never going to be able to live up to those 5 picks. Even a game like tonight, he can't live up to those 5 picks. Like, he just can't. Because again, a night like this, you're going to want him to do this every night. He's not going to do this every night. Like against Boston, he might have 15 and 17 points, right? And people are going to be saying he's such a bum. But he's going to have games like this too. This is what happens with these wing defenders. You're going to have this, man. This is what he is. But you need this guy. You're going to need him. I mean, you saw him defensively, man. I thought he was great because when OG Anunoby switches off, he can switch off with him and he can guard Cade with no problem. Cade's going to get his, but he's going to make it tough for him. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think interchangeable, the things that you could do with him. I mean, he was exceptional tonight. Exceptional. And I thought he's had an exceptional series. Defensively, I just thought he has. Eric Green says, put him to sleep. Oh, that's what you want to do, right? You don't want to hear the crowd scream. You want to put him to sleep, right? Yo, Eric, me and you the same way, man. That's how I feel, man. That's how I feel. I don't want to hear the job. I don't want the cheers. I want to make him go like this. Quiet. And you walk out the ring and you breaking hearts, man. That's the illest feeling ever. Okay, everybody's in here, man. Appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me, man. It's truly, truly appreciate. Great win for them boys. Great win for them boys. CC says, playoff Josh is a real thing. Yo, yes, it is, man. Yes, it is. Yo, listen, also, too, Josh is knocking down his threes, right? What was he tonight? I think he was 1 for 2. Nah, Josh was 1 for 1 from 3 tonight, man. He hit that one, I think it was 4th quarter he hit that. Yo, listen, man. Josh is he's the only one in this series that really matched. OG Anunoby too, but he matched Detroit's energy and their feistiness, right? Josh was in there getting rugged in there. You see him on the ground, you see him tussling, you see them boys getting rebounds, he's ripping the ball from people. Yeah, you see Josh. I think he was the only one. I mean, like I said, you have points with OG Anunoby, but really him, he was the only one that was matching that energy and matching what they were bringing to the table. You got to love that from him, man. Playoff Josh is a real thing, sir. It is a real thing. This girl says, it's a beautiful thing when Wingy Hut Juniors both show for it. Hey, agreed, man. Agreed. The Great One says, I think I gave you guys enough time to relish in the moment. Are you ready for the truth? Okay, here we go, people. Here we go. This is what 5 years of Tibbs looks like. Here he is. The Great One's going in. We barely beat an inexperienced team, and everyone is jumping out the window, shaking my head. JB will get his head taken off when we face the big green monster. Look at that. Look at that. The great one's coming in here. The great one. If you don't mind me asking, I like to ask questions. The great one. Is this your first time coming through rocking with me, sir? Can you give me a thumbs up and let me know, or are you a returning person with a different name? I like to ask those questions. Jay Deals, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Captain, come on, man. Look at my man Jay Deals. Cold-blooded Brunson. Yeah, he cold, ain't he? Yo, he's cold, man. Cold. PQ for BK, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Whoa. Big Task, you in here? Give me a thumbs up. Big Task, you in here? Vibes, you in here? All my day ones, give me a thumbs up, please. Big Task, are you in here? Vibes, are you in here? Gravity, are you in here? Big Task is here. Vibes, are you here? Gravity, are you here? All right, these are my day ones here. These are my day ones. I think we got an imposter in here. The great one. Let me ask you a question. Did you go by another name, and now you're popping up out of the shadows? We ain't see you in months. Is this who I think it is? Big Task? Is he making a return? Gravity said, I think so. LV, is that you? The great one. Are you in here as someone else? Earl Gowns, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. The great one is MBIC. Is that you? Is that you? Are you in here changing names? Is that what you're doing now? Because we ain't seen you in months. Is this you? If this is who I think it is. He's back, people. He's back. He's back. He's back. Sneaking in here, slithering in here with a different name. Look at that, people. Here he is. He has returned. Everybody give him a round of applause. He has returned. A pillar here in the LV Live show. He's back. He's back. He's been hiding in the shadows. Where you been, man? Where you been? Been missing in action. Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live, man. It's truly appreciated. Big Task. You see him, right? Round of applause for him. He has entered the building. Great game for Mikel, man. Great game for Mikel. Let's hear from him. I thought you got to give him his flowers, man. You got to give him his flowers. I thought he was exceptional tonight. Let's hear from Mikel tonight.
Congratulations. Thanks for joining us. Let's go. The first question is, down 7, 2.5 to go, the timeout called. What was discussed in the huddle? What were you guys like in the huddle?
We built for the shit. That's all it is. We built for it. That's what we kept saying. Sorry. But we built for it. That's all it was. Stay with it. Stay positive and just stay fighting. We built for it. That's all I know. That's all we know.
Congratulations, man, on that quantum leap. When Brunson missed that shot, your time was perfect.
Man, I had to crash, man. Shout out all my teammates, coaches, told me to crash the boards.
You know, you recently said, Mikel, that on some nights, and even in the series where you started slow but late made some of the biggest shots, that your teammates are always encouraging you, including Campaign. Just talk to us about that.
Yeah, man, just staying with it. 48 minutes. You might struggle first 12 minutes. You might start hot. You might have a cold stretch in the second, third. Just staying with it. It's not over till 0. So just keep fighting, keep playing hard, keep making the right play.
What about your respect for the Pistons now, man?
Man, hell of a team, man. Really well coached. Play hard. It's crap, and they sew together, and this is a great series.
Last question. You've watched Jalen Brunson play for a long time in college and now here as a member of the Knicks. Just give me your thoughts on watching what he did here tonight.
He built for it, man. Like I said, this is who he is. This is how he was raised in his blood. That's our captain right there.
Mikal, thank you. Fantastic game.
Thank you.
Great breakdown. Great breakdown. Great breakdown from him. Everybody, man, I hope everybody's saluting this guy, man, and how good of a ball player he is. And what I mean by that when I say this is he doesn't pay attention to the noise, man. You think these guys don't know? These guys know the dudes is running their mouth out there about them, man. Talking crazy, talking reckless about these dudes like he's a bum. Like he's some type of bum, like he's this. And I told you guys, these guys are good ball players, man. It's just getting used to the system, getting used to whatever the dynamic is over here. This is a different place than Brooklyn. This is a different place than Phoenix. We all know how heavy that jersey is. This is different, man, when you come over here in the Garden. When them lights come on, I'm telling you, I was there game 1. It's like hot lava on your back. I'm telling you, everybody's watching. You got Sierra sitting over there. She's doing videos. She's supposed to be married, but she twerking. Dudes is like, yo, man, ain't that your wife, B? Why's she doing that? Is she on the sideline looking at the Knicks players? Like, I might find my next lick. You know what I mean? Them dudes like, yo, Russell, man, control your wife. She on the sidelines. Then you got Ice Spice over there. Got a whole bunch of people in there. These dudes just trying to play ball. They can't focus. You got Fat Joe. Then you got Tracy Morgan on the sideline throwing up. Then you got Spike. Then you got all this stuff. Ben Stiller out there. Everybody's coming out there. This is how it is in the city. This is how it is in the city. The city is ill like that when you playing ball. Then you got Melo on the sidelines. Then you just got a whole bunch of dudes. You know what I'm saying? I was there at the Garden. They had Jadakiss performing at halftime. This is what goes on. This is not a regular place, man. This is not a regular place. This is way different from Phoenix, way different from Brooklyn. This is way different from any other place on this planet. Milwaukee, you name it. This is how it is, man. So it's a lot of pressure, man, unlike no other. That's why a lot of dudes can't play here, man. They fold up, man. But this guy's been able to manage it, man. Even keel. Even though people say, yo, he's too up, he's too down, he's like this. To me, I think he's been even keel, man. Even keel. He's played every game and been even keel. He's not going to give you 35, 20 a night. He's not. He's averaging 17, almost 18 points a game. He's solid. Solid. And then a game he'll come out, he'll have 25, he'll have 26. But he's always there kind of doing little things here and there. Does he have a bad game sometimes? Yeah, of course. Everybody does. But one thing you can't say is that this guy's not dependable, because he is. He's always there, always playing hard. You always want him to guard the toughest person, but also to still come off and hit big shots like he's Jordan. Like that's not, everybody can't do that. But he still comes out, he still plays hard. But like I said to you guys, in big moments, you're going to need this guy. You're going to need him, man. So to me, it's only right that this guy had a game like he did. And he said the things that he said. He said, listen, man, pay attention to what he said, guys. It's 48 minutes. You may not have it going here. You may not have it going there. But certain times in certain games, you come up with big plays and big parts of the game that really help you win. And it doesn't matter until it's 0-0, the game's over, and you win. That's it. Are you contributing to winning? Remember the other game, guys. Remember the other game we won when Cat hit the three. This guy, he played all right that night, but he hit them 2 big threes in that fourth quarter. You remember that? That was big. Tonight he did the same thing. Had layups here and there. He hit a big 3 also too in the fourth quarter. Earlier in the fourth. where we could still keep the lead to like 12 or 11 or whatever. He hit a big three in the corner. Right? Then he came up with that big-time tip for Brunson. See, no one's talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what this guy does, man. And I honestly feel that I think he's been solid all year. I don't think he was bad. People saying, oh, he's had his. I don't see that with him. It's just people have higher expectations on this guy than I did. I never thought that he was going to come over here and be like, I thought he was going to be exactly who he is. Del Ali, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. Knicks come up and win the series 4-2. 116-113. Oh, the captain with the silencer. 40 big points for him and 7 assists. And so, I just for me, I want to give this guy his flowers, man, because guys, he's been destroyed this year, man. As if like he hasn't played well for us at all this year. He's been destroyed. And I never understood it. I just did it. But I always knew a guy like him you're going to need in the playoffs. You just are. What he can give you on both ends of the court. And Cat didn't have it tonight. Cat didn't. I thought there was times they could have ran things through Cat, but they didn't. But, let's check it out. Cat had 15 boards tonight. He only had 10 points. But I thought Mikal picked up in that aspect, man. He was huge. He was huge. So, I'm just being honest here, man. I thought, you know what I mean? So you got to give this guy his flowers, man. Great game for him. Great game for him. And let him stick his chest out, man, because I think he deserves it. Moving on to the next round because of his heroics. And, of course, Brunson being Brunson, man. The Brunson does this with anybody there. You know what I'm saying? That big-time three was cold-blooded. But this guy was huge, man. He was the glue tonight. He was the glue. And I thought, he definitely deserves his flowers tonight. So big shouts to him, man. Mikal Bridges, big game, 25 points, 4 rebounds. Let's get in the chat, man. Everybody's here. Oh, big time win for them boys, man. I know everybody feels good, man. Everybody feels good. Everybody feels good. Yeah, Starberry in the building. Yeah, Stephanie, man. Stephanie heavy, man. Stephanie heavy. Hey, I ever tell you guys Stephon Marbury story? I'll tell you a Stephon Marbury story, man. LV story time. So this was at if anybody knows hoops, now it's not like this now, but back when I was coming up and I was playing in tournaments and stuff like that all through the city and growing up, about 15 years old, 14, 15, 16, 17, around that age. The big camp to go to back then in my time was 5-star. That was the big camp, 5-star basketball camp. I went there 2 years in a row. So that was the camp. All the dudes was there, right? From you name them, like Tim Thomas was there. I'm going to talk about Tim Thomas in a second. Tim Thomas was there. Stephon Marbury was there. If anybody knows God, Shamgar, but back then he was Shamgar Wells. Ron Artest was there. Young Ron Artest. Lamar Odom was there. I'm saying some New York cats. I don't know if you guys know who Craig Claxton was. Speedy Claxton. Craig Claxton. He played for Christ the King. Eric Barkley was there. If you guys remember, old school basketball player, his name was Adonal Foyle. He was there. It's a lot of guys, a lot of All-Americans, a lot of dudes was there. The late, great Chuck Daly spoke at my camp. Late, great Chuck Daly spoke at my camp. I was there. He gave us a nice speech and stuff like that. So those that know. Hey, Roach, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rockin' with LV Live. See, it's your first time coming through Rockin' with me and my crew, man. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to my channel, Hey, Roach, man. But I appreciate you coming through Rockin' with me and my crew. So I was at 5-star. Bobby Clintman Goat. I'm trying to pronounce your name right, man. I see you coming through Rockin' with LV Live, man. If it's your first time coming through, I appreciate you. Please subscribe to the channel, man. But I appreciate you coming through Rockin' with me and my crew tonight. So, Stephon Marbury story. So we have 5-star, right? So all the All-Americans there. Felipe Lopez was there. If anybody knows Felipe with the Rice. So we have 5-star. And Chuck Daly calls out. No, well, the guy that ran 5-star, his name was Howard Garfinkel, right? Garf was the man. He was like, you know, God bless the dead, late great Howard Garfinkel. He was the one that ran the camp. So he was, if Garf gave you the stamp that you was the man, you was like an All-American. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it was. That's the power he had. Him and the other dude, I forget his name. He was like also too like a scout, but him and Garf was like this. So they all kind of, but this is all before Rivals and magazines, before all that. Slam had just came out. I'm going back now. Slam had just came out. So, okay. Rewind. Before I went to 5-star, I get the new Slam magazine, right? And it was either the first or second version. Do you guys remember the second version? If you remember the Slam magazine, Starks was on the cover slamming and screaming like this. He was on the cover dunking and slamming. I wish I could bring it up and show you guys. But in that magazine, this is before I went to 5-star. I was maybe 15 years old at the time, given my age. So when I flip through the magazine, in Slam, they would tell you about like who the high school All-Americans are. Right. So the first person I see when I flip the page over was Felipe Lopez. He had on his Gauchos uniform. Anybody knows the Chos make pros, right? I played with the Chos for a little bit. He had on the Gauchos uniform and he was holding the ball, right? They were talking about All-Americans. Felipe Lopez was on there. He was on the team. So as I turn the page, I see this guy standing there. He's holding the ball up and he's spinning the ball. The ball's spinning like this and he's standing up like this. And it was Stephon Marbury. They considered him the best sophomore in the nation at the time. And the rest of them dudes on that team was like juniors or seniors. Felipe was a senior, but Stephon Marbury was a sophomore at the time. And I was like, yo, who's this kid? Like, this is before. I've heard of him, but I didn't really see him. I never saw his face. So I get the 5-star. Then I see him. I see Steph. I said, yo, that's the kid from the magazine. True story. I said, oh yeah, I heard about him. I said, yo, he from Brooklyn, you know. So we go to the middle of the court, and they kind of do like, you know how coaches come out and give you a speech, and they say, all right, let me demonstrate the play that made me win a back-to-back championships, right? So he's talking about what he ran with the Pistons, right? Chuck Daly with Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars on the crew. So Garf, I told you who Garf was, right? He ran the camp. Garf calls out his best campers, like who's his best players. So he calls out this kid from Virginia, Norman Nolan. You're not gonna know who that is. He went D1. He was a 5-star, but he didn't really pan out. But he was a big man. He's about 6'9", big, strong, big kid. He's from Maryland. Then he called out Adonal Foyle, 2 big men, and then he called out Steph. He said Stephon. He called him out there. So he comes out. Now everybody from the city stands up. The gym is packed because we all campers. So it's about 100 kids there. We all, you know what I mean? So we all stand up. So Chuck Daly says, yo, we're going to run a pick and roll. Now, you guys know what the pick and roll is. You come set the screen, you got to roll off, right? And set the little bounce pass. He wanted to kind of do it like, just kind of keep it simple. So I didn't know that Steph and this kid from Virginia, the other guard, had a little rivalry going. I didn't know at the camp. The whole DMV versus the city stuff. DC, Maryland, Virginia, they had issues with guys from the city. So they felt they were better than us. We felt we were better than them, whatever. So Steph, they roll the ball out. So they blow the whistle. They say, all right, run a pick and roll. Steph acts like he's going on the pick and roll and hits this dude with the cross, brought it from here. Boom! And brought it back up and went baseline and dunked it. Wow! When I mean the gym went into a frenzy, yo, he caught, the gym went into a frenzy. Yo, it was so berserk. The campus, the councils had to calm everybody down. Everybody sit down, because the whole New York City, the whole crew, we looking at all the DMV like, yeah, F you. So Steph walking off like, yeah. So Chuck Dillon's like, calm down. That's not the pick and roll. But Steph was like, I know that. But he did that to send a message to that kid, like, yo, I'm the man at this camp. This was all Americans that was at this camp, too. It was like a whole bunch of dudes. LV used to get busy, too, man, back in my day, man. So that's why I got invited there. But I'm just saying, this is what happened. That was my first introduction to Stephon Marbury. That's before I saw him play. I heard about him, I didn't really go, you hear about guys in the city, but, back then it was different. There was no phones, you know what I'm saying? So you just heard stuff. There's a kid in Brooklyn killing, he played patrols, you just like, all right, but you just whatever. That was my introduction to him. LV story time, man. I'm sorry, it took a little bit of time. Let's get back to the game. All right, cool. Get back to the chat. So, my man Vaughn Allen says, C's will go to a ton of pick and rolls, right? Action with Cat and KP as the popper. Tibbs has not figured. Yo, listen, Vaughn, man, let me tell you something. That's going to be a problem, man. Because we couldn't stop it here with Jalen Duren. And Jalen Duren ain't even close to what Porzingis is. This is where it gets tricky now, Vaughn, because Porzingis is a matchup nightmare. He just is. He's bigger than Cat, too. He's about 7'3" or something like that. He's big. Cat is legit 7 feet. Porzingis is like 7'2" or something like that. So he can shoot right over whoever pops out with him. And the way the Boston runs that 5-out offense is insane. They're looking for threes every single time. And if you ain't on point defensively, you'll find out real quick you're down by 15, 20. So I totally agree with you there. Totally agree with you there. Excuse me. But yeah, it says, he was cold, man. Listen, let me tell you something. Back then, see, in the pros, he was nice. But he was larger than life as a high school player. Like he was like something different. You know what I'm saying? Like back then, he was like something different, man. He was just something different. I remember true story. He was the first kid I saw like a point guard doing windmills in high school. I mean, there was like maybe a couple other dudes. He was the first doing windmills in high school and catching oops on people's heads. He was only 6'2". He wasn't 6'3" or nothing like that. He was a legit 6'2". He was doing windmills in high school, as a sophomore. There was nobody doing that. He was cold in high school, cold. And Felipe was the man in the city. Felipe had the city. He was the man. But everybody knew he was next. Like he was, you know what I'm saying? And there was no question he was going to the league. Like it just wasn't. You know what I mean? He was that good, man. In high school, he was that good. Yeah, he was in Lincoln. Yeah. But he came all the way uptown, man. He came uptown to the Bronx, man, played for the Gauchos, man. That's a long trek from Coney Island, man. But he came all the way out there, played with the Chos, man, because that was the team. He played with the Chos. That was it. And Riverside, too. Riverside Church. That was the crew, too. Riverside probably had the best AAU team ever because they had Elton Brand. I played against Elton Brand, too. I played against him. He wasn't that 5-star, but I played against him in high school. Elton Brand. They had Elton Brand. They had Ron Artest. They had Lamar Odom. They had who else they had? They had a couple other dudes, too. They was nasty. They was nasty. That AAU team, they say, is probably like the best ever. I mean, of course, give or take, but Yeah. Red Autry and Brian Reese. Yo. Red was nasty. But that's before, that's before me. But I remember Red and Brian Reese. Where'd they go? They went to the school in the Bronx. The school's closed now, but I remember they went to. I don't want to. It's not All Hallows. They didn't go to All Hallows. They went to Yo, where did they go, man? Red Autry, man, because he's from the Bronx. Now you got me thinking, man. Him and Brian Reese. His real name's Adrian Autry. Where did he go to high school at? She got me thinking now, man. You got LV, man. She got me reminiscing. Talentine. I remember that. Talentine. A lot of dudes was going through there too. Talentine. He went to Talentine High School. I remember that. It was in the Bronx. Yeah, he was nice, man. Red was nasty. With the Syracuse. Nah, he didn't go to All Hallows. J. Deals. He didn't go to All Hallows. He went to Talentine. Him and Brian Reese were on the same team. I remember that. I mean, they're older than me, but I remember like they didn't go to All Hallows. J. Deals says Malik Sealy and Talent. Yeah, I know Malik Sealy went there. Oh, J. Deals, you went to Steve-O? Steve-O in the Bronx, man. I remember Steve-O. You went to Steve-O? Yo, I don't think Red went to All Hallows, man. He might have went there for a year, man. No, you could be right, man. You could be right. I thought Red went to Talentine, man. I know Malik Sealy went there. God bless his soul, man. Malik was nasty. See, I looked it up on what's the name? Wikipedia. That's it. You're saying he went to Talentine. They said he was there with Malik Sealy. That's what I thought. I didn't think he went to All Hallows, man. Yo, man, you listen, man. You played against him, or you seen him play, so you know what I'm saying? Ed Pinckney was nice too. Ed Pinckney went to Villanova. David Kane was nice too. David Kane was nice. Anybody know New York City hoops, man, back in them days, man? This is the Mecca, B. So many nice dudes that came out the city. So many nice dudes. That didn't make it to the league, but they was nasty. Big Tass and Stephen A said while everyone was talking about Lopez, Smith was a beat writer that was talking about Marbury to put everyone on notice. Yo, Felipe was him. But you know what the thing was, Big Taz, about Felipe? Felipe was older than everybody. He was like J. Deals, right? J. Deals, like, yo, Felipe was like, he was like 20 years old in high school. Because, he's Dominican. So the rumor was, I don't know how true it is, but the rumor was that he got a birth certificate from a family member. So he was up in school like 19, 20 years old, something crazy at Rice. I don't know how true it is. That's like an urban legend. But he was older than everybody. That was the thing with him. See, look at J. Deals. Look at J. Deals said, LPL Lopez, yes, I'm saying. That was the rumor. Corey Lindsay, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight. Captain, 40 points in the silencer tonight. Yes, Felipe was like, he was old, man. That was the thing with him. That was the thing with Felipe, man. Great win tonight, man. Huge win for them boys, man. Huge win. Yo, guys, really quick, man. Let me ask you something before we kind of close up. Yo, what's going on with Deuce, man? What's going on with Deuce, man? Deuce just doesn't look right, man. Is it me, guys? Is it me? Or Deuce just doesn't look right at all? I'm not saying health-wise, but he just seemed like I saw him dribble. Like, remember he turned the ball over there, and in the corner they subbed him out, got Hart right back in there. It was like 7 minutes left. I said, Deuce, what are you doing, man? He trying to go in and out on Cade. I'm like, yo, what are you doing, man? Yo, play your game. Like, what do you? He seems lost. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is. I don't know. But this is where, once again, this is the Tibbs piece, right? You got to identify where that kid, his strengths are. You got him doing stuff that ain't really, like, first of all, I don't want Deuce bringing the ball up. Like, stop doing that. Josh can bring it up and run the offense. So can Mikal. I would tell Campaign to get the ball from him. Deuce cannot. He just doesn't know what he's doing. Why doesn't he use Deuce the same way they use Beasley? You see how they got Beasley running off the screens? Do the same thing with Deuce. Do that with Deuce. Put something in there where he can run off screens. But I don't want him trying to run the offense and do, like, you could see he's out of rhythm, man. He knocked down the 3 tonight, which I thought was big. But outside of that, he's not knocking down wide open threes, man. This was a bad series for Deuce. Last year's playoffs, he earned a lot of money. This year, he lost some bread so far. He just doesn't look good, man, at all. Mr. Blanks, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. Big win for them boys. They win the series 4-2, 116 and 113. Mikal Bridges, 25 points, 4 rebounds. Deuce is thinking too hard. Corey Lindsay. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I don't think he's thinking too hard, Corey. I just think he's kind of playing. He's got him playing like out of position, man. You know what I'm saying? I would not have him bringing the ball up. Like, that's not his game. You know what I mean? You got to be able to identify that as a coach. Like, what like just certain things. Yo, man, listen. Also, too, guys, did you see like the nervousness in Tibbs' face, man? You could tell he was nervous about tonight, man. Brunson bailed him out, man. Because Tibbs did not have a good night tonight, man. Because the way this team was kind of like just giving away quarters and stuff like that, not knowing how to close out games. Even tonight, they look like they didn't know how to close out a game. Like that's all like coaching, man. Like they don't know how to close out. You're looking for Brunson to save the day. Guys got to know how to lock in and close out. That's a straight representation of coaching, man. Because we're winning games. Like why can't we finish out games the same way we start? Why can't we look consistently all the way through? That's coaching, man. That comes back to that. You got to motivate your guys. Even the whole joke that I was making, which was true about Mikal Bridges, what he said the last game. He said, they said, why is it that you guys just don't seem to have it? He said, I don't know, man. He said, when we come out, maybe we need to kind of start doing layup lines or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he said that. He said, we need to kind of get like back in the funk of things and like kind of wake up, like wake our legs up. I mean, I'm paraphrasing now, but I'm just saying it was something he just basically said we need to do layup lines or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like maybe we need to do that. And then it comes out, they're doing layup lines today, going into starting right before the half started. Excuse me, the second half started. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is like that's a real thing that happened today. So great win. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to, but I don't like how we closed second quarter, and I didn't like how we just seemed stagnant in that fourth. Like we just didn't seem like we know what to do. Like, and that's not good. That's not good. Because when Brunson's bringing the ball down, you gotta, as a coach, you gotta yell out to him, or you gotta signal to him, or have him look, and you gotta have a play you're going to settle everybody down. And it feels like I'm bugging. It doesn't feel like, it's a fact. They're running read option. Like it's like you basically, if I'm open, I'm shooting. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't running offense. So it's like it's as if we're at 24-hour fitness, or up there at Rucker, or you know what I mean? Or the Cage, just saying, set a screen for me, let me do me. Like that's what it's based. Everybody's doing one-on-one. ISO for everybody. That's basically what it is. A read and react, that's ISO. That's all that is. That's 1-4 flat. Whoever's got it, go. Like that's all that's saying. And that's how the offense looked in that fourth quarter. Until Brunson started knocking down shots, it kind of got the defense kind of rattled. But it's no sets, man. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, that's, and you're looking at Tibbs, he looks stuck, man. He looks like he doesn't know what he's doing at certain times in games. And I saw they panned to him in the fourth quarter. You could see the look on his face of stress. Like, you could see because he's getting exposed. And Brunson again saves the day. This feels just like Derrick Rose. But all they're doing is running ISO for everybody, man. Everybody. Everybody got the go button. If you got your shot, go. You know what I mean? But, guys, remember I told you guys what Jeff Teague said. And I played it for you guys. He said, yo, Tibbs don't really be coaching you, man. He said it. He said, yo, he don't really be, he let you do what you want. He said, you could shoot when you want. You could do whatever. All he says is, down, Matt, come on, man. Down, Matt. Come on, man. That's what Jeff Teague said. That's what Jeff Teague said. These are guys that play with this guy. And if you look at the team, that's exactly what it is, man. Read and react to offense, that's, come on, man. And that's his biggest issue, guys, is strategy and deployment. Like, he struggles with that. What's the strategy going to be? How are you deploying your team? Like, all those things matter, man. And you saw it in key points in the game that you could see it. So I don't know, man. I don't know. We got out of here with 4-2, but we're going to have to change things up quick because, like I said before, there's that monster waiting there in Boston on Monday. They licking their chops because they like, yo, we know we seen what we did to them boys all year, man. We're going to take care of them boys ASAP. That's probably what they're saying about us. They probably saying, yo, that's easy work. That's easy work. Let's get them out of here real quick so we can get ready for Cleveland. That's what they're saying, man. So let's be optimistic. Boys got 3 days off. So hopefully we can get this thing rolling, man, because, listen, we got to be ready to go. And I'm glad we won tonight because we need these days off before we hit that trip. I think we're going to probably leave Sunday. What you guys think? We'll probably leave Sunday to get up to Boston because it's right there. So, you know what I'm saying? So I don't even think they're going to fly. I think they'll probably take like a bus or something. Because it's right there. Because they're in Westchester. So if anybody knows, geographics, Westchester's right next to Connecticut. Connecticut's right next to Boston. So they might probably just take a bus. That's a straight bus ride. I don't even know if they're going to take a plane or nothing like that. They might take a bus up there. Because it's right there. They just got to take I-95 going north. Because if anybody knows, like if you go to get to Connecticut, the quickest way is you got to go. J Deal said 287, right? 287 north. Because J Deals, you got to go past Co-op City. You got to go past Co-op, and that's when you run into New Rochelle, New Rock City, right? Right, J Deals, you run into New Rock. So you got to pass Co-op, and you run into New Rock City. You pass that way, you take that street. That'll get you right into Connecticut. Then boom, that runs you right into Boston. So they right there in Westchester. So I wouldn't be surprised. You know, a couple of dudes live in the city, but I think Brunson and all them dudes live up there. So they'll probably take a bus straight up there. So I wouldn't be surprised. They probably leave Sunday morning or something like that to get up there. So this is a good rest for them. You know what I'm saying? They got to get back home, take the plane. So they got basically Friday and Saturday off. They got to heal up, and they'll probably be on their way to Boston probably Sunday morning. So we got to see, man. We got to see because this is going to be a tall task. But we got out of this. We're in the second round, so anything can happen in the playoffs. But we got to be locked in, man, with these boys, man, because Boston's going to be ready. Boston's going to be ready. I know they're dealing with a lot of injuries and stuff like that, but to me, it doesn't matter, man. Everyone's dealing with injuries. We are too. So we just got to be ready to go. But one thing I will say, which gives me a little bit of confidence. A little bit of confidence is the fact that everybody's healthy. We finally have everybody back and everybody's healthy, including Mitch, who I thought had a solid series, right? And I think could be maybe an X factor in this series going forward. So that, to me, that's a positive with that, right? So we got to see exactly what it looks like. But listen, man, we won this series. We got these guys out of here because these guys were annoying. They were like an annoying tick. They were like a tick on your body, man. You just want to rip it off. You know what I mean? Like a fly, a mosquito, whatever. That's what these dudes were, because we were better than these cats. So I'm glad we took care of business. We handled them. Now we got to get ready for the defending champs and take it from there. All right, people, well, listen, let me get up out of here. Listen, I appreciate everybody coming through rocking with me tonight, man. Truly, truly do. Big time win for them boys. The captain with the silencer. They beat the Pistons 116 and 113. Win the series 4-2. Now we're headed to face the defending champs Monday in Boston, TD Garden, for the semifinals of the Eastern Conference. All right, so please come through and check that out. I will have a show after that game, so please come through and check me out, all right? Please hit that like, share, subscribe button, hit that like button, people, all right? Also, too, if it's your first time coming through rocking with me, please subscribe to the channel, and also, too, leave comments, because I do respond to comments. All right, I'm LV Live, and that's my show, and I'm out of here, people. Peace.